Every night, the phone sat on the desk beside the textbook. At first, it seemed harmless. Just one video before studying. Then, one message. Then, a quick look at social media. Then, another video. And before he knew it, an hour had disappeared. He would look at the clock, feel guilty, and open his textbook anyway. But by then, his mind was tired. The words blurred together. Nothing stayed in his memory. So he would close the book and tell himself the same thing he always said. "I'll study properly tomorrow." Tomorrow came. The phone sat on the desk again. He was in his final year of school, and everyone kept asking what he wanted to do with his life. Teachers asked, family asked, friends asked. He always smiled and said he had a plan. But privately, he was afraid. He wanted to get into a good program after graduation. He wanted to prove that he could do more than people expected from him. He wanted to make his mother proud. But wanting something and working for it were becoming two different things. Every day he watched other people post their achievements online. Someone had gotten accepted into a university. Someone had started a business. Someone was traveling. Someone was showing off perfect grades, perfect routines, perfect lives. And every time he saw it, he felt smaller. He told himself he needed motivation. He watched videos about success. He saved quotes about discipline. He made study schedules with bright colors and perfect boxes. But when it was time to sit down and do the work, he reached for his phone. One Tuesday evening, his mother came into his room. She had just returned from work. Her uniform was wrinkled, and she looked exhausted. She stood at the doorway for a moment, looking at the open textbook on the desk. "You studying?" she asked. "Yeah," he said quickly. She smiled. "That's good. You're going to do great." Then she left. He looked at the phone in his hand. The screen was still glowing. He had not read a single page. For some reason, that moment hurt. Not because his mother was angry. She was not. Not because she was disappointed. She did not say she was. It hurt because she believed in him more than he was believing in himself. He put the phone down, then, almost immediately, picked it back up. He opened another app. He sighed and dropped it onto the desk again. "I have no discipline," he whispered. That night, he did not study much. He read a few pages, then fell asleep with the light on. But the next morning, he woke up with an idea. Not a perfect plan. A simple one. He found an old drawer in the kitchen. It was full of things nobody used anymore. Old batteries, loose cables, instruction manuals, and broken pens. That afternoon, when he came home from school, he put his phone inside the drawer. Then he closed it. For the first 5 minutes, it felt impossible. He kept thinking about it. What if someone messaged him? What if he missed something important? What if there was something new to see? His hand kept drifting toward the drawer without him even realizing it. But he sat at his desk anyway. He opened his textbook. The first 20 minutes were difficult. He read the same paragraph 3 times. His mind kept wandering. The silence in the room felt strange without videos playing in the background. Then something unexpected happened. He started to understand what he was reading. Not all of it, but enough. He solved one problem, then another. At the end of the hour, he opened the drawer and checked his phone. Nothing important had happened. The world had continued without him scrolling through it. The next day, he did it again. Phone in the drawer. 1 hour of studying. Then he could check it. At first, he hated it. He felt restless. He felt bored. He felt like he was missing out. But after a week, something began to change. He was less anxious. His mind felt quieter. He remembered more. And the work that used to take him 3 hours now took 1 focused hour. He started finishing assignments before the last minute. He raised his hand in class. He stopped pretending he understood things when he did not, and started asking questions. His teachers noticed. One of them stopped him after class. "You seem more focused lately," she said. "Keep that up." He walked home that day feeling proud, not because he had become the smartest person in the class, but because he had finally done something he said he was going to do. Still, the phone was not gone forever. Some nights he brought it back into his room. Some nights he told himself he deserved a break. And sometimes a break became hours again. One Friday, after a long week, he planned to study for an important test. Instead, he sat on his bed with his phone and watched videos until after midnight. When he finally looked at the clock, panic hit him. He had wasted the whole evening. For a moment, he was angry with himself. "See?" he thought.